Welcome all sports fans, YouTubers, Facebookers, all social media across the nation. Uneducated Network presents Uneducated Sports Talk, and I'm your host, Carlos Clayton. Today we have a good show coming for you. Talk a little baseball, and you know we got to talk football. This is day number 3 of the 32 for 32. That is 32 NFL teams in 32 days, and we will talk specifically on the Chicago Bears and how they, or what they can do to succeed in this up and coming season. First, like I said, be on the lookout for our Mayweather versus McGregor conversation that we have. Nights around the table, that kind of talk going on. We will officially film it Wednesday, August 16th. We will officially film it Wednesday, August 16th. It will upload probably a couple days after that, but I will let you guys know when it will be uploaded. So be on the lookout for that. It's gonna be we have a lot of fun talking about it, man. So just be prepared for that as well. Please subscribe to Uneducated Network. If you haven't, subscribe. Check out all the shows. My show, Uneducated Sports Talk. There's Uneducated Heroes Talk. There is So You Think You Know Sports, hosted by Craig Jones. Hero Talk is hosted by Chris Batiste. We have Uneducated Star Wars Talk, hosted by Chris Lambert. We have Base on Balls, hosted by Brian Wilkinson. Be on the lookout for that. I will be joining the show August 20th. I'll keep talking about it later on. I will be joining the show on August 20th. So be on the lookout for that as well, you guys. And we got a lot of things dealing with my show coming up I want to talk about for a second. I'm doing a lot of local news. I live in Lake Charles, Louisiana. We have great football in Louisiana. So I will be talking to the local high school talents out there. And I will have an episode of me just asking them questions about their school and how they think their season will go. So be on the lookout for that as well, man. So got a lot of things coming around. But please, if you want to see that, subscribe, please, to Uneducated Network, man. Telling you guys, we'll have a lot of blast. Now, that being said, let's get on with the show. Enough rambling from me. First talk, we want to talk baseball before I get into our Chicago Bears 32 for 32 talk. And the main topic right now for me is Aaron Judge. We all know right now, the phenom rookie, the outfielder for the New York Yankees. He has been killing the game, man. 30 home runs in the beginning of the season. And now, after the home run derby and after the All-Star break, he's kind of gone down. 22 games into the season, he's only batting 182, or 187, excuse me, with 5 home runs in 22 games. Now, I'm not that worried about it because everyone's kind of freaking out, but you got to understand, everyone goes through this wall. It doesn't matter if you're a rookie or an all-star for 9 straight years, or a veteran player who's been there 10, 15 years, you're always going to find a wall somewhere in the season. There's 162 games being played. You're always going to have that 20-game stretch where it doesn't feel like things are going right. Well, where it feels like things are not going right, excuse me. You're going to have that 20-game stretch where you're just not hitting the ball, or something's wrong with your mechanics, so you want to fine-tune things. So I would not be quick to just say, well, they figured them out. No, they haven't figured them out. It's just the grind of the season. It's 162 games, man. So before the All-Star break, he hit 30 home runs with a 329 batting average. Now, the home run drought, the 5 home runs in 22 games, that doesn't scare me at all. That doesn't, whatever. But the 187 average, because even though he had power, he was still hitting the ball. I mean, he was hitting almost 330. And that is wonderful. Not only was home runs, but he was just getting hits. Now he's not even getting hits. So what's going on is pitchers are starting to throw their fastball a little higher now, out the strike zone. I saw a little diagram of where they were throwing their pitches, man. A lot of them was on the outside or somewhere towards that middle of the plate. And I'm like, you can't do that with him. You gotta make him swing at bad pitches at sometimes, or you know what? Just walk him. It's the David Ortiz effect. I'm like, why don't you just walk the man? Sometimes, if you feel like you don't want to do it, just walk them. And also, crazy thing is, pitchers are throwing 119 sliders to him now. He swung at 56. He's completely missed on 36. He has 0 hits on sliders so far after the All-Star break. 119 pitches and no hits at all. So I won't say teams are figuring it out, because he's young and he's a rookie and you're gonna go through that wall. And I understand that, 'cause this guy is going to be a star. He is very humble. He has to build for it. He just it's baseball. Everyone goes through this. I always tell people this, man. Baseball is a failure sport. Not saying that the sport is actually failing. No, it's a failure sport because even the best hitters hit 300. For non-baseball people, 300 is every 10 bats, you hit the ball 3 times. And that's considered a very good player. A very good player if you hit 300. That being said, it's a failure sport. So when you go up there, you're going to not succeed 70% of the time when you go up to the bat. For great players. Now, a lot of guys hit 250, 240. So that's just letting you know right there that it's a tough game to play, and you have to be mentally strong. I'm curious to see, because usually guys of his talent, they'll go through a stretch like this, and then all of a sudden they will burst out in a big way. So I'm curious to see how he ends the season. They are still in the playoff run. There's a lot of teams in the American League right now that's chasing for those last 2 wild card spots, and I'm very excited to see what's going on. Like I said, check me out on Base on Balls, August 20th. It's still a little ways from now, but I will be on there. Should be uploaded on that same day or the 21st. Depends on how my man Brian Wilkinson does it, but he is the host of Base on Balls. Check that out. He has a few episodes already talking about the trades and everything. He'll have further episodes coming up pretty soon too. But Aaron Judge, look, he's going to be just fine. I would not panic at all on Aaron Judge. So now I want to talk about something that's dear to my heart. It's basically the black athlete. Recently, it just came out. They had the 50 greatest black athletes, and astonishingly, I don't know where the actual who were the guys that put these names on there. A lot of good names, obviously. But one name that was missing, and Michael Wilbon from ESPN, he noticed it and he put it out there. Tiger Woods is missing from the list. Look, Tiger Woods, I don't know about you guys, but I don't watch golf at all. I don't. The only person to make me sort of watch golf was Tiger Woods. Why? Because not only was he black, whatever. That's a big thing too. But he was good, and he was winning all the time. He was phenomenal. The best golfer I've ever noticed. I don't even watch golf like that, but I mean, the man was winning major after major after major after major, and just to be that talented, you're like, I gotta watch this guy. He was breaking barriers in the golf course. He was doing all those, just the breaking barriers part made it interesting at that time. He was young, energetic. Anyways, I don't know why they did not put him on the 50 greatest black athletes ever, because he is for sure supposed to be on there. I'm talking high on there too. I don't know if it's because of golf, the sport he plays in, that he didn't get the respect because he didn't play basketball or football or baseball. I don't know. It's because of, there's a lot of things that happen, man. Of course, there's infidelity with his wife that went down. We all know since that Thanksgiving night 2009, ever since then, Tiger Woods' world has changed. But it should not change the fact of what he did on the field. So yes, infidelity is a horrible thing. It's a horrible thing. But it's not an OJ thing. He didn't sort of kind of kill somebody. That kind of thing. That's why people don't really acknowledge OJ. Even though OJ was a great running back in his day. Very, very, very wonderful. But now they kind of tarnish his legacy because of what he may or may have not done. Tiger Woods, infidelity. Outside of that, the man was a wonderful golfer. He did his thing. He was probably the best golfer in our generation, in my generation. I do not know why he's not on the list of one of the 50 greatest black athletes. Maybe because he's half black, maybe because he married a white woman. I'm not sure. But at the same time, he deserves to be on the list, and it's just kind of astonishing to not see him on that list. I want to know who the guys that made this list up, because I can just go around just, come on. Let's just smack them all. What are you guys doing? It's Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods. So what? He's half black. No, he's still black. Like they say, your daddy black, you black. But no, with that being said, it kind of astonished me on there. I'm pretty sure that there's a lot of great black athletes, but Tiger Woods is supposed to be on there. He transcended golf. He made guys like me at least tune in to majors. We didn't watch the whole thing. We were just trying to look for Tiger Woods. But he made us watch. Ratings were skyrocketing high. Michael Wilbon said it best. He had a buzz of a young Muhammad Ali. That's what it is. He has that much buzz. All the commercials we saw, all the swag he had. I put a quote on swag, but they don't want to see a real black person, on that golf course. But Tiger was the closest thing. He made that putt and he go something like that and had you all excited, like, man, I don't know how you score or what the hell a birdie is, but but Tiger Woods stays winning, man. So he had me interested in the golf for a minute. And it's sad to see how his life has finally, come down, and people are probably taking, his infidelity and now his issues with his back, and he had a DUI and all that good stuff, and people are laid back saying, well, that should count against what he did on the golf course. No, that does not count for what he did on the golf course. He was still probably at that time the best golfer we've ever seen in our lifetime. He could not be stopped. It was always Tiger Woods versus the field. When you have those conversations, you know that you are freaking good. Would you take Tiger Woods or would you take the field? And 9 times out of 10 back in those days, I was taking Tiger Woods all the time. So sad to see that happening. I want to go ahead and stop all those riders, whoever put that down, man. But Tiger Woods deserves to be on the 50 greatest black athletes of all time. He deserves to be in the top 10, in my opinion. So we'll see about that. Now, are you guys ready? Like I said, this is day number 3 of the 32 for 32. And that is 32 NFL teams in 32 days. And we are talking about the Chicago Bears. The Chi-Town Bears. They are 3-13 last year. A lot of things happened. And this team, I don't see a lot of promise in them. It is what it is. Chicago has a long way. Unlike the Cleveland Browns and the San Francisco 49ers, this team went the opposite approach of what I like to go. When you are rebuilding or trying to get back into the grace of goodness for a team, I always say the first thing you do is you start off on your defense. You fix your defense. We all know the Bears Super Bowl run back in 2006 when they had a good team. That was focused squarely on defense. When you had Rex Grossman as your quarterback who made it to the Super Bowl, that's because they relied on that defense. And that defense did a hell of a job. You want to go back to your roots if you're Bears fans. So here we go. John Fox, he has a hell of a job to do, man. He's still the head coach of the Chicago Bears. And they signed Mike Glennon to a 1-year, $16 million deal. After they let go of Jay Cutler, they said, well, we got to have someone to fill in that void. Well, they give Mike Glennon a lot of money to fill in that void. Oh, well, here comes the draft now. The draft comes in, and they have the number 3 pick. Everyone, including myself, are saying, go with Jamal Adams. He is a cornerstone of a defense. He's probably the best defensive player out there. Go with it. Go. They did not go with Jamal. As a matter of fact, they traded up one spot to get Mitch Trubisky from North Carolina. They traded to get him, and they gave away their 3rd round pick for him. And here we go. That pick, if you know me, you know I did not like it at all. I thought Mitch Trubisky was not even the best quarterback in the draft. In my opinion, if they went up to get Deshaun Watson, I'd have been fine. In my opinion, I think Deshaun is the best quarterback in this draft class. I mean, I could be wrong, but that's what I think. But they obviously have that good feeling that Mitch is going to be their quarterback for the next 10 years. When you draft a quarterback that high, you have expectations out the roof for him. But I'm like this. I'm not getting him right now. I'm focused on getting my defense together. They did not go that route. They went up and got Mitch Trubisky. They basically got suckered in because the 49ers were not getting Mitch at all. The 49ers knew what they were doing. They played the game right. Chicago got sucked in. So he's their 1st round pick at the number 2, Mitch Trubisky from North Carolina, the quarterback. And hopefully he comes in and does things. But right now, reports are saying he is not ready at all to be a starter for the Bears. Even though he has a promising future right now, it's going to be Mike Glennon who will take the first regular season snaps pretty much. He's going to for sure take the first preseason snaps coming up pretty soon. I mean, the Bears have not made the playoffs in 6 straight years. 6 straight years in a row they have not made the playoffs, and that's kind of unheard from the Chicago Bears. We all know their roots and we all know who they are, and they're usually this tough, gutted, grit team that, makes it to the playoffs. Not all the time, but no, they're going to show fight, and they have been looking dull the last few years. And of course you have Mark Sanchez as well, but the number 1 pick, your number 1 pick you get is Mitch Trubisky. Then you go with your 2nd round pick, and you get tight end Adam Shaheen, and he's a Division II tight end, and he has all the tools to be fine. He's a basketball player, so they're thinking Jimmy Grahamish, but the man can block as well. But when you play against Division II talent, it's kind of like, okay, we didn't really see him in Division I. He looked good blocking against Division II talent, but we gotta see him we didn't see him for Division I. He jumps from Division II to college, and the players are just that much more skillful and bigger. Now, granted, he dominated in Division II, and so they get him, and later on, I think round 5, they get another Division II player as well. So I'm like, what are you guys doing? They did get Eddie Jackson, the safety from Alabama, but he is injury prone. They got him in the 4th round, but like I said, he's injury prone. So you're like, okay, Chicago, what in good God are you guys doing? I don't know what Chicago's doing. I think Cleveland has a better game plan than Chicago. Now, will that work for Cleveland? I have no idea. Will these draft picks work for Chicago? I doubt it, but you never know. These guys can probably be, and they can be actually absolute studs. But Chicago needs help everywhere, and I was sort of disappointed when they could have got a Jamal Adams, and then maybe you can trade down to get a quarterback, or not even get a quarterback at all, since you got Mike Glennon, because there are studs coming out in next year's draft. Now, I seen their schedule, and we will break it down for a second, man, before we leave. Their first game, they play against the defending NFC champions in the Atlanta Falcons. They are at home for that. That's gonna be a tough one, because right here they have the NFC South. We know that, and they also have the AFC. I want to say the AFC North. That's Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, Baltimore, Cleveland. But you're just saying, they have a tough schedule as it is. You play against your team, so you have the Packers, Vikings, Lions. Oh my. Then you play against the NFC South. That's Falcons, Saints, Bucks, Panthers. They're always scary against teams like that. And then you play against the AFC North, where it's Pittsburgh, Baltimore, those guys. So it's gonna be crazy. Let's go with it though. Falcons, for the first game, they're at Tampa Bay week 2. They're at home against the Steelers week 3. Packers, they get a Thursday night game against the Packers, and it's at Green Bay, so it's gonna be tough. They back door, not the next Monday, but the Monday after that, they have a home game against the Vikings. That's the only 2 primetime games of the season, basically. And then they're at the Ravens, at home against the Panthers, at the Saints. Who that? Let's go. Then they're at home versus the Packers, then the Lions. Then they go to Philadelphia to play the Eagles. Then they're back at home against the 49ers. And then at Cincinnati, at Detroit Lions. Then they're at home against the Browns, and then at the Vikings. This is going to be a tough scenario for them to even win 4 games. I don't see it happening at all. You have a favorable game week 16 against the Browns. They do have a week 9 bye week, so their bye week is week 9. And for a team like that, you like a week 9 bye. You're gonna play 8 games. Now you know where you're at. You really know that you gotta fine tune some things. You should know what your team is by week 8 and week 9. So they were 3-13 last year. I think they degressed so bad. I see them with 1 game, but I'm so generous on the show. I'm going to give them 2 games for the 2017-18 year. I said the Bears go 2-14, and they'll be in the hunt to get a star quarterback for next year if they want to. Or they can do Mr. Trubisky and actually start on your defense. Get your defense together, man, because the Bears don't have a plan, in my opinion. Browns, sort of. We know the 49ers have a plan, but not the Chicago Bears. When you go out there and you get that unproven quarterback to be your franchise guy when you're trying to rebuild, that is not a good look. It's not a good look. Then you get a bunch of Division II players. Then you don't know what you want to do, and it seems like there's a bunch of chaos behind the scenes. We shall find out, man. So tell me, do you guys think Chicago will do good this year, or do you have them like I have them at 2-14? Tell me your thoughts on the Chicago Bears, and where do they need to do to improve? What do they have to do to improve? I want to know your thoughts and your comments. So like, subscribe, comment, check me out on Facebook. My name is Carlos Clayton. I'm from Lake Charles, Louisiana, if that helps. Check me out on Twitter at Carlos Clayton _. I repeat, it's at Carlos Clayton _. Uneducated Network is going down. We're loving it. Please subscribe to Uneducated Network. We are having a blast. We got a lot of shows going on, man. So check out my next show, number 4. I forgot who we're talking about, but you guys will see it tomorrow, though, and I'll let you guys know pretty soon. I'll put it under my description who we're talking about for tomorrow's show. That being said, I'm so excited, ready to go, man. So, like I said, August 26th, be ready for that. That is Mayweather versus McGregor. But before that, we will have a talk on those guys about what the whole entire fight, the landscape. So be ready for that. Uneducated Sports Talk. And check out everybody else on Uneducated Network, man. So this Uneducated Network presents Uneducated Sports Talk. I'm your host, Carlos Clayton. As always, sports fans, you know what it is. Stay smart, stay uneducated. Peace.